There's no doubt about it that Pixar has made some of our favorite animated films, but that doesn't mean they haven't left some mysteries for their fans, or even plot holes for that matter. For instance, what's the dark moral plot to Ratatouille? And what did Violet do in Incredibles 2 that doesn't match up? Watch until the end to find out. Before we dive in, give us a like and hit that subscribe button to be the first one notified of all of Screen Rant's new content.
Hey guys, check out this interesting video by our friends at The Richest. They're talking about the comparison between talent and training. Can you train to become an athlete, or are you simply born to be one? And remember, if you like the video, give it a big thumbs up. See you there.
He's got more gadgets on him than a Swiss Army knife.
Let's start at the very beginning with the studio's first feature, Toy Story. Buzz and Woody get into all sorts of trouble, not only because of their disagreements, but also because of the evil child Sid. When Woody is trapped under the blue crate at Sid's, it's too heavy for him to move because there's a toolkit on top. But it sure looks like Woody would have easily slipped through. So was Woody too scared to notice, or was it a plot hole? And since we're speaking of Toy Story, throughout the film, Buzz Lightyear is convinced and truly believes that he is a real spaceman. He continually radios outer space and acts in strange ways. His irrational behavior surely would have led him to move and act freely in front of humans, especially since he believes so deeply that he's not a toy. So if he really doesn't believe he's a toy, why does he still freeze around Andy and other humans? Maybe Buzz was programmed to think humans were giant aliens he has to freeze around so he wouldn't be destroyed. To infinity and freeze.
You nearly touched a core memory, and when you touch them, we can't change them back.
In Inside Out, when Joy and Sadness are desperately trying to protect Riley's core memories, we wonder, why didn't they just send them up the recall tube? Earlier in the movie, they see the maintenance workers send a bubblegum commercial jingle up the tube, so why didn't they do the same thing to save her core memories and also save themselves a whole lot of trouble? Another mystery in Inside Out is the weird fact that Riley's emotions can't read. Riley can read, so why can't her emotions? We do see Anger reading, or pretending to read, a newspaper at one point. Sadness does read the how-to manuals, but all the emotions are confused by the word puberty. Perhaps Riley is maturing faster than her emotions.
Put a field around us now! I've never done one that big. Violet, do it now!
Syndrome must really not be paying attention in The Incredibles. All around the island, there are security cameras that would reveal the family's amazing skills and strengths. However, he doesn't seem to realize he's battling a family of such strength. Syndrome actually brings on his own destruction by not acknowledging their powers. We're not certain if this is a mystery about Syndrome's stupidity or a plot hole that went overlooked at the studio. Did this stand out to you? WALL-E is a beautiful film about the fragility of the environment and involves a highly advanced and weapon-heavy probe, Eve. Eve comes to Earth looking for life, but she vaporizes almost anything that moves, which means she could be destroying the exact thing she's looking for. But the real mystery in all this is that the planet is supposed to be uninhabited at this point. So why is Eve carrying such heavy artillery in the first place?
I am Merida.
Merida from Brave has accidentally turned her mother into a giant bear. To break the bear spell, Merida needs to sew up the ripped tapestry. Merida had a shockingly hard time getting Mom Bear out, so why bring her back into the castle filled with bear hunters? If the mother still had self-awareness, she would have stayed put in the forest.
Oh boy, Francesco's brought to a screeching halt.
Miles Axelrod is the villain in Cars 2 who makes a false claim that he's running on renewable energy in an electric car. However, Axelrod is running on gas and has the evil plan to rid renewable energy altogether. But wait, hold up. If Axelrod is running on gas, why aren't the other cars smelling it? Or for that matter, seeing the exhaust that comes with burning fuel? The plot hole makes less sense when Miles is around so many professional drivers like Lightning McQueen as well. A main plot hole that has been pointed out many a time by fans of Cars is the question that begs for a creator. Who created the world the cars live in? There are no humans in the movies and no one drives the cars. But there are still buildings and airplanes. Are the cars living in a recently human extinct planet? Or was this just a world animated like ours so we'd all feel more comfortable watching talking cars? Technically, Monsters University created a plot hole for both itself and its predecessor, Monsters, Inc. In the first film, Mike says to Sully, "You've been jealous of my looks since the 4th grade, pal." The quote implies the two have been friends for many years. But in Monsters University, we learned they met during their first course at the university. Director Dan Scanlon admitted that they were aware of the plot hole, but wanted the audience to see Mike and Sully's relationship evolve. So they decided to change the story and have them meet at the university. Fine, we kind of accept the explanation.
First you were all like, whoa, and then we were like, whoa!
In Finding Nemo, Nemo's fate is ultimately decided by his friends and other fish watching Nemo in the open water. A diver comes up behind him and no fish even mentions it or gets scared until after Nemo gets captured. Wouldn't they have seen the massive diver swimming up, or at least a large collection of air bubbles from his oxygen tank? Sure, we can't see it in the frame they animate for us, but the fish would have seen the diver. Plot hole discovered. But without it, there would be no epic adventure, so we'll allow this one a pass.
I would like to thank Flick for his forthright thinking.
Thank you, Your Highness.
In 1998's A Bug's Life, Flick tries to stop a group of grasshoppers from taking over his colony. But why were the grasshoppers trying to take over that one ant colony in particular? Did the colony offend them? It's never mentioned how this whole deal came to be. Surely there were other ant colonies Hopper could have gone and found. One line of dialogue could have easily explained this one. Okay, so Tangled is Disney, but this one was just too good. In 2010, the film wooed audiences one Flynn moment at a time. When Flynn cuts off Rapunzel's long, luscious hair to save her, it all turns brown. But earlier, Rapunzel saves Flynn with her tears, meaning the power she acquired from the magical flower her mother ate when she was pregnant with Rapunzel now lives inside Rapunzel herself. Just like how when a plant loses leaves, the whole thing doesn't die. So why did Rapunzel's hair all turn brown when cut? Are there no scientific plantologists or whatever on these animated films? Oh, there aren't. Well, okay.
Look, I'm no good with words. I'm no good with food either. At least not without your help.
Ratatouille has left a sort of moral mystery on our hands. In a TV tropes discussion, fans talked about the fact that Linguini is being selfish by not sharing the rat's intelligence with the world. On a moral note, when they are murdering these rats that in this universe are equally as smart as humans, wouldn't that motivate Linguini to tell others? Shouldn't Remy be more concerned with his species being acknowledged and reverse the poor view of rats? Holy Hannah, we never realized how dark and deep this cute story goes. And back to Brave, because we're still not quite done with the bear issue yet. The witch only discloses to Merida how to reverse the curse of her mother turning into a bear, not anyone else. So at the end of the film, how did the three brothers also see the curse lifted? There was never a link destroyed between the brothers and sister. So how did Merida getting the curse lifted from her mother also affect the three brothers? Do you think there was other magic at play?
You remember what they look like?
I'm a bit new to the memory thing, so I can't say for sure, but something tells me they were mostly blue.
Finding Dory may be one of the best sequels ever made, which is saying a lot when Toy Story is on its fourth installment. But a fan with a quick eye posted a major plot hole on Reddit under the name Cheese and Onion Crisps. In the film, Dory makes her way to Destiny in a bucket of dead fish. But Destiny is a whale shark, meaning she would eat krill and small shrimp, not large fish. Why would a bucket of dead fish have Destiny's name on it? I guess the mystery will remain. But lucky for Dory, someone messed up. In the heart-wrenching and perfectly made Up, it seems there are next to no plot holes. Unless you noticed some, please comment below. But there is a mystery that has a real-life solution. What is that Fenton's Creamery building in Up? After seeing the movie, many people wondered if it was a real place. Well, you're in luck, because it is an actual location in Oakland, California. Sure, it's something most fans won't notice, so the mystery is mainly left unsolved. But now that we've located the creamery, go one and all to try some ice cream from the movie Up. Maybe Russell and Carl will even be there. Okay, maybe not. They are animated characters after all.
It's alright, I understand. Why trust a shark, right?
Finding Nemo, as we know, is a pretty sound film overall, except for some little mysteries here and there. Like, why didn't the fish in the tank help Nemo out more? When Nemo tries to get out of the filter, the other fish come to his rescue with a piece of fake kelp. They stick it up the tube to pull him out, but it doesn't reach. When they cut to a wide shot, there's still half the kelp sticking out the bottom. They could have shoved the whole thing in and saved our favorite clownfish. Were they secretly against him? Why didn't any of these salty creatures notice?
It's you! It's really you!
What's me?
With 3 films, the Toy Story franchise is bound to run into some plot holes, and we found one in Toy Story 2. In Toy Story 2, Woody is rescued at the airport from the luggage of Al McWiggin, and the toys return to Andy's that night. Andy returns the next day, but later in the day, they see an advert on TV of toy collector McWiggin very sad about losing his toys. Which means he went to Tokyo, realized his toys were gone, flew back, filmed an ad that got put on TV all within 24 hours. His toy collection is worth a lot, but not for the price of global flights and TV adverts.
Did she disappear? Did she turn invisible?
Boo in Monsters, Inc. has disappeared for days with monsters. Her parents don't know where she is, and over the course of these days that Boo is gone, they don't call the police or report her missing. Do they not care? Is time different in Monsterland? Whatever is going on, Boo's parents need a How to Raise a Young Child Properly class, like, immediately.
He doesn't care about us anymore.
Of course he does. He cares about all of you.
Another Toy Story mystery for you, but this time from volume number 3. In Toy Story 3, there's a pretty major plot hole. Buzz and Woody are talking to each other on the security cameras at Sunnyside. This surveillance is pretty intense with around-the-clock filming and monitoring the grounds. But the cameras don't spot Woody gallivanting around the building or all the toys talking and moving with no humans present in the room. Where are the guards, and why aren't they noticing this? Maybe they were too scared or threatened by Lotso Bear himself. That's our best guess. And once again, back to Brave, but this time we're back on the mother being turned into a bear mysteries. Another plot hole has been unearthed. During Merida's speech, we can see her mother in the bear form trying to sneak unseen behind the entire crowd. Merida can see her, but why can't the rest of her father's side, who are facing the same direction as Merida, not see the bear? Or why wouldn't those at the back hear a massive bear trying to tiptoe by? This is a major mistake and would have changed the story drastically. Well, I guess this is one of those suspension of disbelief moments.
Did you wash your hands? With soap?
Pixar's 2018 most anticipated film, The Incredibles 2, finally hit theaters, and fans were quick to jump on Reddit and post some mysteries you may have missed. User Rocket0303 noticed an important detail with the dates. Tony and Violet set a date up on Friday night, which is the same night that Dash is doing his math homework when Violet comes home after being stood up. During that night, Bob learns the math and teaches Dash in the morning before school. But wasn't it a Friday? Meaning there would be no school the next day. To finish off, Violet then goes to school, apparently on Saturday, and talks to Tony about the date. And he doesn't remember her at all. Let's be clear, Pixar. No school on Saturdays. Ever. To stay on the topic of The Incredibles 2, another Reddit user, Team Obliterate, asked the question, why doesn't Violet break anyone's hypno goggles? Violet had already discovered that the goggles were controlling the supers as she explained to Dash what happened to Frozone. This means she had 2 chances to break goggles. One after her first tussle with Void, and a second when Jack swole up and fell from the duct on the supers. At the end of Coco, there's a somewhat very melodramatic twist where Miguel learns that Hector is his great-great-grandfather, not Ernesto de la Cruz. But we've unearthed a mystery that may have foreshadowed this twist way earlier. On top of the neck of the guitar and the skeleton's toothy mouth, one of the teeth is painted gold. When we meet Hector in the Land of the Dead, one of his teeth are gold. So obviously, before he was killed, he had his guitar marked in a unique way. Did you catch this mystery?
Truth be told, I don't remember most of it.
Oh, that is so sad. You were...
Which Pixar mystery or plot hole did you find the most fascinating? Do you have any other plot holes or mysteries of your own that we missed? Let us know in the comments below. Give us a big thumbs up and hit the subscribe button to be the first notified of Screen Rant's newest content. Thanks for watching.